Hello everyone, welcome to Programming in C++ with me, Juhi Kaneria. Let us continue our Unit 1 Principles of Object-Oriented Programming. Major learning outcomes of today's session are, by the end of the session, you will be able to generate a program, basic program in C++, and also you would be able to write the general structure of C++ program. Okay, so in the previous lecture, we have seen certain concepts of OOP, that is object-oriented programming. Based on those concepts, here are certain benefits of OOP. Like inheritance, it provides reusability of the code. So there is no need to write the code repeatedly, or redundant codes can be eliminated. Moreover, it follows a modular approach, and so readability can be increased. It saves times and increases productivity. The features like data hiding provides to build a secure program. Also, we can easily upgrade a small program to a larger system. Message passing provides a communication between objects and makes the system more simpler. Applications of object-oriented programming. Some of the applications are enlisted over here, such as the real-time systems, simulation and modeling systems, hypertext and multimedia, AI, that is artificial intelligence and expert systems, neural networks, and many more. Concepts of C++. As we have already discussed that C++ is an example of object-oriented programming language. So most of the concepts of object-oriented programming language are also applicable to C++. These concepts are enlisted over here like class, objects, data abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, dynamic binding, message passing, etc. All these concepts we have seen in detail in our previous lecture. Applications of C++. C++ can be used for handling very large programs, such as for building the editors, compilers, databases, communication systems, etc. It can be used to create hierarchy related objects, such as the object oriented libraries. For example, IO streams, then Corneo.h, etc. are the library files. For easy maintainability and expandable codes, we can also use C++. Here is the basic structure of a C++ program. First one is the include file, then we have class declaration, third is member function, declaration and definition, then we have main function or program. Include files. In this section particularly, header files are included and using the preprocessor directives. Then second is the class declaration. In this section, the class is declared, and then within that class, the data members and member functions are declared. Third is the member function definition. This section particularly is optional because you can declare the member functions directly over here, and or you can define them within the class itself. Main function or program. This section is the core of the entire program. The execution begins from the main section, and in this section objects of the class are created, and then using these objects various functions are defined within the class and they can be called. Let us see a sample C++ program. Here the first line indicates that double slash means a comment. You can write author name and whatever description you want for the program can be written over here. Then in the next you have the preprocessor directives like #include iostream.h, #include corneo.h. Then you have the main function, and within the curly braces is the main logic. Say in our program we are just printing welcome to programming in C++, and you can see the output of it. Here instead of printf, which we were using conventionally in C, we are going to use cout because this is a C++ program. Components of C++ program. As we have seen in the previous slide, our first C++ program had 2 slashes, and this means that it is a comment and it has no impact on the code of the program. Here you can give the short explanation of the code, or author name you can give, or any other description which you want to give for the program. Single line comments are given by double slash, and multiple line comments are written within slash star slash star. Then next is hash include iostream.h, hash include corneo.h. These are the preprocessor directives, and they instruct the compiler to copy the quoted files in this position in the source code. IOStream comprises of conventions for input and output streams. For example, cout, cin that we have used in this program, we have only used cout, right? And Corneo comprises of low-level console input-output functions. For example, getch and clearscreen that we have used. These two functions, since we have used this frequently in our C programs as well. Now, last but not the least is the main function, integer main, and within that you have the block of statements or your logic of the entire program, and then you have a return statement. In C++, by default, the return type is integer, and so return 0 is must. With this, we'll conclude our today's session, and I'll give you a task, a simple task to display your full name and address using a C++ program. That's it for today. Thank you and see you in the next session.